Red.
Dude, that poor bike.
It wasn't dirt burnouts though. It's like the little dirt onto just one rock, whether it's wherever in your tire.
It's like 6 rocks. Yeah, dude.
I thought when they came up and we're doing burnouts, I'm like, you're not doing a burnout. It's dirt.
I didn't know you
You're
could
not
do a burnout
fucking
like that.
Smoking that much, dude, and there was smoke.
It was the rocks.
The
dude.
whole
If it wasn't for the
campout
rocks,
was smoked the fuck out, dude.
All right, no swearing.
Oh my hell.
Oh,
That's not a real rule, is it?
For YouTube business, right?
No, just within the first like 15 seconds.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
What's that song
We
from
fucked it
Clerks?
up like 3 times. So that's about it. Tyler's just gotta make sure you're close to
Oh, I didn't even know we were going right now.
We're going.
Otherwise.
when you lean back, you're out of the
See the
Oh,
counter?
I see.
See
I
the
see,
counter
I
there,
see.
dude?
I got
there we
you.
go.
We've
Oh, that's
live.
that counter.
We've
Okay.
been live.
I got you. I got you.
All right, here we go. This is it. This is the Intermountain V-Twin. What are we? A coalition group?
Riders,
Couple
man.
of guys.
Coalition sounds pretty good.
Whatever we are. But this is the Campout Recap podcast, and we've already been
There's a lot to go over.
a lot to go over. We've already been cracking up about the whole weekend. So, I mean, it was a wild weekend. If you weren't there, you missed out on the event of the year.
You
I
probably
think.
know by now from all the posts and
Yeah.
all the buddies and shit.
Yeah,
You
for
know
real.
you missed out, but
So yeah, let's just break it down. I mean, where do we want to start on the
we
camp?
start at the beginning. You guys left from Blakline. You guys left from Tucker. Which route did you guys take?
We just took 89 up 84 and 80 up into Evanston. When we left the shop, people were talking about, why are you putting your rain gear on? I was like, it's going to get wet.
Yeah.
You see those clouds over there? And we got wet. That's for damn sure.
The
seemed
second
like
we
that
got on
day-
the freeway,
As
man.
soon as that day, like the lights went on with the sun, there was clouds everywhere, and they were like circling. Some were huge, some were dark, some were light. I think we all knew we were gonna get just soaked at one point.
Wet. Way
Did you
wet.
go the same way you went up the canyon?
We went. We just went down 12th Street to I-15, over hit 84, and then up to 80.
there. We
through
took
Echo
Harley's
Canyon.
up to Evanston, and on the way up, in the same spot we hit hail, on the way back we hit hail. The
Yeah.
exact same spot.
We didn't hit hail on the way up in that spot, but we were getting pounded on by rain right there.
So I left at 1. So we were a little bit further ahead than you, and our pack was kind of small, but we rolled into Manila, and some of the Ogden crew rolled in too. So then we wanted to wait for you guys. As soon as we rolled into the Sinclair in Manila, I see a post on my phone, and it's Steve trying to get down the dirt road. And I look up, and Steve's pulling in the gas station. And I'm like, oh, shit. And he pulls up, and he says, well, we better find a plan B because it's soupy. And I had known at that time that the food truck was down there. So I'm stressing, you guys aren't here yet. You're on your bikes. I'm trying to text you guys. No one's replying. So we go down to the bar, and we just kind of hang out, have some drinks. And my old man's in the truck, so we decide to go check out the campsite. Because Steve was convinced no one could get down there, and there was no one down there. And we had also heard from him that the wood truck who was delivering wood was stuck. I think after hearing it all, the wood truck was down the wrong road.
We had some pin location
Yeah,
issues.
when we shared it, I think Apple and Google and shit
It was moving the pin.
didn't mesh right.
Yeah.
When we look at the pin on the picture I have now, it's right in the middle of the lake. But it's a pretty cool little screenshot. So my dad and I go down. We make it about, I'd say, 500 feet down, and his diesel starts sliding sideways. And I'm like, all right, let's turn around. Let's just go back and we'll regroup, wait for everybody else. And we're pulling out, and we see this truck roll in. And we roll down our window, and he stops. And he's like, I only stopped because you got Colorado plates. He's like, I'm cooking a bunch of, or no, we said, we don't recommend going down this road. You might get stuck. And he said, I fucking have to. I'm cooking for a bunch of people tonight. And so then I'm like, Dad, that's the food truck guy. So we're like, okay, where are those people? He says, well, follow me. I'll get you down there. So it took us about a half hour in the truck of just like sliding. We get down there. He's set up. He has a whole tent. And he's like, you guys told me there's going to be people. Where is everybody? So they're on their way in. They don't even know how hard I'm stressing right now because we got a group of people up here. They're in a place that's impenetrable by mud. So we're like, okay, I tell them, hey, stay here. I promise we'll try to get people down here. I was like, God gave this to us, so don't blame us if we can't get down here. So we get back to the bar, and by this time, I guess, when I had left, everybody started booking Airbnb. So when I got back, there was no more rooms. I bet you everything was booked because the whole bar was staying put. So we went outside, and I started to see you guys roll in. So I kind of flagged everybody in the parking lot and made you stay outside. And we all rolled in together. Bryce, Blakline crew. I think half of your guys' crew was there at that point
Half of our crew, we kind of all got a little bit
at the Sinclair.
mixed up. Yeah, we stopped at the first Sinclair. Some of the group went down to the second Sinclair. Yeah.
So by that time, we had some of the people, and I made a little like speech of, hey, we're going to try this. We came this far. We're not just going to give up. If we don't make it, we'll find a plan B. And we roll, I think from that Sinclair to the entrance is probably like 2-3 miles.
I would say
5 miles.
yeah, 3 miles maybe.
So I'm expecting us to pull up to this entrance and kind of regroup, get off our bikes, and assess the situation. These crazy motherfuckers just pulled up to this road and blasted down this dirt road without even looking at where we were going. And it looked like a scene out of David Mann's paintings, out of Mad Max racing through the desert. Everybody hit the road at once. You got like 4 people on this side, a couple people on this side, and everybody just starts getting real squirrely. So you start going slow, and then somebody blasts past you, and you get all excited, so then you give it a little bit more gas. And then Jordan and some other dudes, Nat from Montana, hit the sagebrush and just start mashing through the thing, start hopping. So a lot of us kind of split off that way. Long story short, after about an hour, the first crew made it to the campout. We had to remove a couple fenders at that point. And then some of us kind of got back together, hopped in the trucks, and went back as support.
And we were removing fenders front fenders, because there was so much, the mud, it was like clay, and it would pack in your front fender so tight, it would lock up your front tire. Yeah, and so you would just be going along, and I would be like, you're holding your front brake. So
Tyler was the first
pulling
victim
front fenders
of this
everywhere.
mud. His fender was the first one to lock up, and it was just frozen.
Pulled
so
with
I have pictures of it. I'll post it later tonight of Tyler's bike by itself with nothing for miles, just sitting on a log, because he also snapped his kickstand in half. So we were coming back up. Most of us had made it, and we were just trying to like pick up bikes and send people down the right line to get there, because there was 2 ways into the campsite, and the one we had originally chosen got way washed out. So then when we got back up, your guys' crew rolled up, Woodgrain, Tony, Detox, and they went after it for like a round 2, and they had probably just as much fun as we did, getting stuck and getting all messed up.
It was a mess, but it was so much fun.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys keep going, but what I will say is we made it in, partied for a little bit, and then some bad dudes rolled in the middle of the night, in the dark, in the same conditions as we had, and they were just some monsters. Shout out those young kids. Ethan, what's his other homie's name? Chandler. Yeah. And then Creed, him and his homeboy rolled in pitch black. I don't think I could have made that road in the
No way.
I'll
I
say
didn't
no
believe it. For the
way.
longest time, we were all standing around the fire, and there's like lights way off in the distance, and we're like, that can't be a bike.
We thought it was
There's no way.
campers and shit. Yeah.
Like maybe it was a side-by-side, an ATV, or maybe a truck. Then all of a sudden you see the 2 lights like go behind each other and like get wider, and we're like, man, that's bikes.
we
man.
seen one go like this. Whoop!
Yeah. And we sat around the fire for probably an hour, and those lights just kept getting a little closer, and like then all of a sudden they're coming down the hill, and we're like, that's 2 Harleys.
Them are
And it's
bikes.
not that far
sure.
from the camp out to the mountain to where, like the hill where you can see. You're probably, 200, 300 yards?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it
maybe
took
if
them an
that,
hour
yeah.
to navigate down that hill in the dark.
Well, and if there's one dude to ask their opinion on that camp out, it's homie Ethan. By the time he got down that road, he was so pissed off. He was done. He didn't want to be there. He didn't want to even look at his
These
friend
kids were
Chandler.
covered in mud.
Yeah, pissed, man.
No front fender.
And I'd give it, not even an hour time goes by, and this dude's having the time of his life, Wasn't even thinking
Those 2
about
dudes
that.
partied harder.
Hard.
They
than
were singing
anybody.
karaoke.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
the burnouts. That was Ethan, homie. That dude was
When
leaving the ride.
when we rolled into Manila, Chandler calls me and he says, "Yo, people are getting rooms." And I'm like, "There's not enough rooms in Manila to take care of everybody that we have with us."
We had a conversation.
He says,
in the
"We
bar.
can get a lot of people in all the rooms."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No, dog.
We were like 5, 10 people in a room. We'll make it.
We come out here to be cowboys and do cowboy shit, right?
But he says, "All right, I'm gonna go look at it." I said, "Cool. I'll meet you at the gas station." All of a sudden, everybody's getting on their bikes. Hey, let's go. So there we go. and it was.
And I'm standing in the road when they pull up to the gas station, like, yo,
It was,
just listen, hear me out, man. We're gonna try this.
I will say, that was probably the shittiest, best time I've had on my bike on a shitty road. That was fun. Honestly,
some
at the end of
backstory,
the day,
though.
it was fun.
The reason we had to get down there is trying to find a food truck that's gonna go to the desolate areas of Flaming Gorge was a task. It
That's
took
true.
Bryce all of months to find a dude who would play ball with us, and a dude who would, we weren't doing this with a bunch of cash flow, so a dude who would take the chance, on our word that there was going to be people that were going to spend money. So when we found the dude and he showed up and made it, for the storm to happen and us not to get down there kind of wasn't an option.
No. We definitely had to try it. And honestly, I think that him and his family that put on the food and everything, the food was excellent. They took very great care of us, and they had a fun time as well.
Yeah,
while
they
were
said it
down
did
there,
work out for them too.
so
And their name is Smoking
Roping and Smoking
and
Barbecue.
Smoking in Vernal.
Yep.
Well worth it. The food was it was top notch.
Yeah.
Worth every penny.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. It was good food.
Good people.
Good people, and honestly, I think all said and done, out of kickstands being broken, fenders being taken off, bikes being dumped in the mud, I don't think anybody had a bad time. I think everybody had a great time, and when Jordan got high centered, and I was like, "Don't worry, dude. I'll just park my bike right here, and I'll come push you out." What happened? I laid my shit in. I couldn't even pick it up. I'm like, "Jordan, leave your bike over there. Mine's stuck. Will you come help me pick it up, and then I'll come help you get you out." It was fun. Those are times and adventures. I will say I've never ran over so many cactus in my life. But
We
it
were
was-
bunny hopping sagebrush.
Yeah.
But
Ant
every
hills.
person you went to go pick up your bike, I remember a few people. This dude on a lowrider, I was looking at his tail light, and I glance over and I look back, and I'm looking at his headlight because he just done a 180 in the mud real quick. And I run over thinking, because this is a brand new M8, and this happened multiple times with different people. I'd run over thinking they're gonna be pissed or be like, "Fuck this, let's leave. Who got us down here?" No, these dudes were, woo! As soon as they drop their bike and they're picking it up, let's go! Smile on their face, covered in mud. And you kind of just knew right then, it gives me goosebumps then and now, like, that is what it's about. We just cracked the code, and we are sharing that with everybody, and everyone firsthand got the experience of, like, lifetime.
There's not a better scene in the country, man. I have
Yeah.
never been more proud of the scene
We'll
of
put
Utah.
our state against anyone
than-
acting like that.
Dude, 40 dudes didn't even think for a second to go down this road that had
Nobody stopped.
no business
No business riding a Harley down that
dry,
road.
being dry, and we did it with 8 hours of rain on that
Hey,
thing.
dry, that thing was kosher, right, Jordan?
Oh, yeah.
We went there the day before. That thing was solid. Yeah. We
I would
did some
say-
preparation.
Well, we hit the road with the first group that went in. We hit the head of the trail with like 40 people, right?
I can't
40
even.
bikes,
The words
and then-
won't do it justice of how just intense that was.
I would say by the time we got every bike down there, we were like, all right. We didn't even start counting who dropped their bikes. It was who kept their bike up.
Everyone dropped their bikes,
Yeah.
dude.
I would say there's probably only three.
Three. I think
people.
we calculated
Yeah,
three
people
Yeah.
that didn't drop their bike. Homeboy on that Evo Road King, that Evo
Old
the green
boy,
Evo
old
Road
boy.
King.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Eric.
he went with no issues.
Eric,
Yeah,
yeah.
dude. Damn.
No issues.
My dad. he
that was
didn't
one of
lay
the
his
coolest
stuff down
parts, though,
either.
is, and I said this before, whether your bike was like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 or $50,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, you went down the same road,
Sending it.
and you were in the same place, experiencing it all together, and that is the kind of the coolest part.
Dude, that homie G Unit with Johnny Utah, he rode down that thing on full air ride.
is
His
a
full air
baller
ride
road
show bagger, dog. I'm like, holy shit,
But
man.
they came down the next
The
day.
next day.
They came
I
down
was
next
still
day.
impressed.
They didn't go
I was
down
still
night up.
impressed.
They stayed in town.
Yes,
Those
they
guys
stayed- yes.
are part of the crew that stayed in town.
I ain't going on air up that hill though, dog.
Yeah,
Johnny
Johnny
did
Utah
say the
made
first
it.
Yes,
night,
he
yep.
did.
That
He
motherfucker made it through and
He
out.
made it down that night.
He had a good time
Yeah.
too. But
And then he
that's
went
okay. Those
riding the
people
next
that
day and then
stayed,
came back.
They had a rental service on their tents and stuff, so that was cool. Anybody that wants to go halfway and let us take your camping gear, we're down with that.
Best thing for me was so the first crew had rolled down and made it to camp. Jordan was in that first group, and we were still back at the bar, and I was talking to Steve and to Stitzer and a few other guys that were at the bar, and they all had gotten rooms. And Jordan calls me, he's like, "Yeah, man, we made it. It's just the road's really not that bad. It's all
Just
good."
lights that fire under
I'm
you,
just like,
Tony.
really? Like, it's not that bad? I'm like, all right, I guess we're going. So, like, I gathered up, another 10 guys. And we're like, yeah, he says it's fine. He's like,
You can probably see my face at the front of the road, dude. This shit ain't fine, but it's cool.
We pull onto it, and I'm like,
I'm
this
running
ain't
to
fine,
Tony.
but we're going.
Hold on.
I mean, yeah, when I saw you like coming, like running back up the road, and there were still bikes everywhere. I saw, your bikes just leaned up against some wooden stump, and there's nobody
at that
around.
Point, I
I'm
think
like,
I had shoved rocks under it, just literally
it kind
cramming
of looked like a
rocks under my
demolition
frame.
derby had been going on. I'm like,
It
the
did.
road's not fine, but we're making
It was like an apocalypse. People just trying to get out of town, But I will say, you were talking about no one having a bad time. Nat, from Montana with the FXR.
Killed it, dude.
Homeboy came so far down, and he was one of the dudes. You'll see him on the videos just mobbing
Dual
through the
sporting that
sagebrush,
motherfucker,
just
dude.
going
Yeah.
with that wedge fairing. He was bad as fuck, so cool. First time I met him, had a great time, and then he found that his front pulley was wobbly. His nut had came loose. We tried to fix it. Ended up doing more damage with the tools that we had. Ran to Vernal, grabbed a U-Haul, came back, still had a good time.
But homie
So-
Michael,
Yeah.
just to speak to the togetherness of the group, never met this dude ever. Gave him his truck. Gave
Yes.
you guys his truck to go
Michael
to Vernal
Rogers was like-
to get a Utah.
I said, can we use your truck? He said, who needs it? I'm like, my dude's over there. Yeah, here. And he was kind of like, are they still got my truck? Like,
Yeah.
I preach for, I give my word they're good. And he was solid the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, that
And
was
that's
the
what
whole
it's
weekend.
about, is people
We
that
were
are
a
actually
group
leaning in of like, you're down. I know what
together.
it's like to be down. I got you.
Hell yeah.
And he took care of it. Shout out to Michael for taking care of
Yeah.
that. That kind of made a bond between them too. That
For sure. I think there was a
that-
huge bond with everybody that was in camp. I think, like you said it best, like in your blog, like, I can't remember how you worded it, but like there was this, kind of rite of passage or mutual respect for everybody that
you had to earn it to get there.
that earned
Absolutely.
that rode down that road, made it to camp, and then just had a good time with us. And there was no bad feelings. or,
Nobody
like,
got to
there was
camp
no-
and went to their tent all night.
No, man.
You know, we were spaced out, but everyone was partying.
Everybody was just talking about how gnarly the road was and how gnarly it was getting there, how gnarly it was riding all the way up in the rain. And all we did is have a good time all weekend.
I had big plans of Saturday morning, going out, riding up into Vernal, having fun,
We kind of knew we were stuck.
Yeah, but then it was kind of more the aspect was like, well, I mean, everybody's already looking down on us shops plan this ride that everybody, got
But
a
it
couple
rained the
scratches
most of
on
the
their
night,
bikes.
that
Yeah,
It rained
Friday
all
night.
night.
Yeah.
I woke up in a puddle.
Yeah.
It did. It rained all night. So we're like, screw it. We're just going to hang out at camp, chill. People
Happened
got
so
on the
good.
water.
The water was great. Everyone had all this sorts of crazy liquor. Your brother had liquor whipped cream.
Yeah,
They had little Jello shots and
I
stuff.
didn't even know
God.
that. I started hearing that. That would
Paddle
give me a-
boards. We were jumping in that water. That
I
water
don't know.
was freezing.
Freezing
but it was
cold,
so
man.
refreshing and
Yeah.
nice. That's another lesson I've learned from, Joe Kidd. If you're going to go that far, you got to get in the water. You went that far, at least live it a little bit. Lay in the river, lay in the lake.
Well, I didn't get
Go
in the
get it.
goddamn water.
I didn't get
You will next year. You will next year.
I probably
You'll
won't
see.
get in
All
the
year
water
this year, you'll
next
be like, damn, I didn't get in the water.
I got
with
enough
those
water
fools."
with the rain.
Nah,
you
you'll
know.
see.
But I think all in said, we made the fun of. It was like camping, not
It
just
was-
off of bikes. It was
That
we
was
were
one of the
camping.
coolest camping
It
trips.
was like we had trailers and trucks and tents and all this kind of stuff out there. Everybody's riding pit bikes, and shout out to everybody that was letting everybody just ride their pit bikes,
Rip
wreck their
their
pit
pit
bikes,
Yeah.
destroy their pit bikes.
Yo, I think it was Murdoch that let me ride his, but we were straight getting it, Tyler. Bumping elbows in the corners, laying down. I was missing gears.
Homie Endo trying to go over, what was it?
Oh,
He
yeah,
tried
the
to jump
keg
the
jump.
keg.
So we started putting money down on who could jump the keg the farthest. Brian took the money for the most part. He just jumping that thing good, but we put it way far. And
Homeboy, I think, was he
forget
from
his name.
Vernal?
I don't know who he was. He also
From Wyoming?
Gunner,
Gunner, yeah.
he was
fucking
also
dude was sending
On that
it.
like 175 pit bike.
he also was the one that rolled in.
He might have broke his collarbone on that thing.
in the night in his trailer.
in the night truck
Oh,
and
yeah.
trailer.
Slid that bitch right
Oh, that
into
was
a
him?
tree,
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And left it there overnight because he
Slept
couldn't
in the
move.
trailer all
Yeah,
sideways.
dude.
But I will say next year, that's something going forward. Bring your pit bikes. So we're just gonna keep compounding that,
Building on it.
having the little tracks, races. We had one hand races.
We had paddle boards
We had
there.
all sorts of cool shit. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I
bring
think
all
we did
that.
We did one-hand races. Obviously, there was barrel races.
You had to run up
then-
and get your bike races,
Yeah.
and the dude who was ripping his Dyna on that, bro, was sideways for the whole oval. I don't even know him, but he was sick.
That was Johnny.
Johnny,
yeah.
Johnny. Young
Nasty,
cat.
just banging the limiter in the sand
Yeah.
around that.
I thought he was
thing,
gonna
dude.
high side the whole
Unreal.
time, and he just
Unreal,
kept the
dude.
money.
Yeah. Balls of steel, dog. Yeah.
I,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Tucker
yeah,
on his
Tucker.
back, on his road glide.
I was like, hey, dude, I think your bag's going to fall off the rail. And he says, yeah, it happens. I'm like, hey, he says, you got an extra clip? And I'm like, no, I don't have a clip for those.
That
Somebody
dude was
might,
cool,
I don't know.
dude.
I think all in all, everybody that came, they came to have a good time. And we definitely made it a good time, whether you slept in your tent the whole time or you're up partying with everybody, you know? I don't think there was anybody that slept in their tent the whole time, though, which was cool because sometimes you go out to events or functions, whatever the case is, and there's always people who are like, I don't want to socialize. I don't want to.
Now we had to put people
Deal
in their
with
tents at the
everything.
end of the
Yeah.
night. I had
Oh,
to
yeah.
walk them away and lock them in there
Yeah.
because it was time.
You need to go to bed.
But I will say, like we said before, talking about anyone could come, trucks, everything like that. Thank God you all came with chase trucks. And, shout out my old man. Shout out your lady in the van. That saved everyone. The pop-ups to get underneath during
I
the
will say,
rain,
yeah.
the wood. You
Bring
can
it
have
back-
a lot of fun on bikes camping, but when you have that little bit of support, it just raises the whole bar of everything for everybody.
Bringing back on those younger cats that were rolling in, Chandler and Ethan. Not only did they roll in at midnight on a soupy ass road, but it was raining when they came in. We were
Yeah.
all huddled under the
Cold.
tents, waiting. What's happening, and they were trekking
And these
in
cats
on their
have
bikes. yeah.
never tented off
No.
their bikes. They've never camped off their
First
bikes.
camping
Anything
I
trip.
doubt
like
they've
this,
been on a
you know?
road like that
Yeah,
on their
no,
bikes.
no,
I mean, a
no.
lot of us have been riding for a lot of years
Yeah.
and never been on something like that.
Yeah.
And then the way home. For the people who rode home, that weather going home in Evanston was some of the gnarliest shit I've ever seen.
That was the sketchiest part of the whole weekend.
Well, we're going to keep going back and forth, but
That
talk
ride
about
home,
weather
like
was
some-
nuts.
I don't know how you guys were. We were in a small group. There was only 5 of us in our
think we
group
had
on the way
6 or 8.
back.
Yeah.
Like
And
rode
we
home
had
once.
dry weather
Decent
everywhere
amount, 8
except
at
for
least.
like the 2 miles out, on this side of Evanston. We stopped in Evanston. One of the bikes needed to top off. I'm like, there's a storm coming.
You could
we
see
gotta get.
a
You could
wall
see it.
of
Yeah.
black.
And sure enough, we get back on the freeway. We're gonna get wet. Starts to sprinkle. Starts to rain pretty heavy. Then it starts to hail, and then for us, it was just a whiteout, and you couldn't see anything. And then all of a sudden, we were still doing freeway speeds. We were probably still doing 60 or 65, and we hit. It was like 4 inches of slush.
Slush, yeah, and it was built up
And
on
there
the
were
side
cars
of the roads.
cars were off the road
Yes.
because they hit it and were just sliding, going everywhere. And I thought we were all done.
So did
but
I.
all 5 of us in our group, we kind of there was a semi that blasted right in front of us and cut 2 trails.
Just stayed in the
We just
trail.
kind of cut, just dropped into those and but it was
I think we were the first group because we were about a couple minutes behind everyone who pulled off, and there was small car. There was both sides of the road people were pulled off.
Yeah.
The left side, a couple small cars and trucks. The right side, semis and trucks. And no shit, you look on the side of the road and it's built up like the size of a beer can, and you couldn't really tell. You're like, that's not snow, but it's
slush.
And so we slowed down a lot, and we're just kind of creeping. My buddy Max doesn't have a face shield on his helmet, so he's riding like this because this hail is this big. Boom, 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 boom. I think we had some dents in our chase truck and shit. But it was, once you got out of that, because it just went right back to sunny weather, like just a wall. Boom. Kind of looking around like, oh, I got a puddle of water in my lap with hail. Oh, man.
When
was gnarly.
you guys took off, and we all went to leave probably 2 or 3 minutes after they rolled out, and Michael that was doing the burnouts and everything, his bike was dead. He goes to start it and it's dead.
He's playing music on that.
Yeah, he was playing music on his bike and everything, and he goes start it and it's dead, and we're like, God damn it. So we sit there, go to jump it with the truck is not jumping it, stuff like that. We're sitting there letting it charge up, hanging out, whatever bullshit, and get a jump pack. Finally get started. I think that's what saved us because we
Yeah,
got
we were in good
heavy
shape,
rain,
dude.
but it was never hail or anything like that. We stopped and got breakfast at that town to
I feel like we came right at the end of that storm, and we were right ahead of another one, and we were kind of jumping in between the two. We got rain here and
Yeah.
there. We never got hail. We
No,
never
we
got
didn't get
nothing
hail. It was
like
heavy
that.
rain.
Yeah.
I mean, the roads were wet, but it was not. It wasn't hail, slush, or anything on the side of the road. So I'm thankful that Michael's bike was dead because
Jordan
that saved
spoke
me.
a little bit about Flaming Gorge and how it's such a big lake that it just creates its own weather. But it truly does. Like, we were just watching clouds circle us that whole
Dude,
weekend.
Saturday was
Saturday was
so
crazy.
prime, dude, because
Yeah.
like you had all these clouds circling us, dude, that looked nasty, and we were just perfectly sitting in the sun having a grand old time, dude. Primo on Saturday.
Saturday was perfect.
Yeah.
Saturday was prime. I wish that.
Yeah, everybody was like, "Oh, the road's kind of dried out by Saturday
Let's
night.
leave."
We're gonna
Saturday
take
morning,
this chance to
we
get out
didn't
of
know
here."
if we were
morning-
staying here 2 days or
Yeah.
2 weeks, dog. You know, it was like we might be living here.
There was a lot of people that left, and then Saturday evening, we probably got just as amount of people that came in.
Absolutely.
And partied that one
Absolutely.
night. You know, all the people that work at the dealerships and everyone who works, you know, Saturday jobs, they rolled in, and we had another party that night.
But I kept telling
Karaoke off.
they kept coming in, and I was like, "How was the road?" "Oh, it was perfect." You're looking at some bikes. There's no mud. There's no nothing.
It's
I'm
not
like,
even
you
dusty.
son of a bitch. You know, how the hell did you guys make it in drier than hell? But I don't know. It was fun.
It was
Saturday,
exactly what it was supposed to be.
True.
yeah, and Saturday was cool because we were, like you said, we were supposed to go, do a ride, go, head out to Vernal, do the loop or
We
whatever.
probably still could have.
but
but-
we made the best of it, and I think
Chilling.
it was Saturday was a blast. I mean, food, just pit bike racing, jumping in the water, people just having a good time.
I think everyone really relaxed. You know, if you
Yeah.
go on a ride, you're still kind of have to be responsible and whatnot. But there, they knew no one's coming
not
for us.
leaving,
We
yeah.
don't have to go nowhere. And people just started letting loose.
Once everybody Saturday morning, once everybody was like, you know what, we're just staying in camp. Everybody's just like, cool, we're in relax mode.
Yeah,
The
some
other
people
thing-
had to
Hanging
have
out.
naps.
It gave it gave all of us the time to actually connect with people
Yeah.
and have the conversations and not have to be so much about structure and ride this or bike this or whatever the case is. It was more of who are you? Where are you from?
Yeah,
What brought
nobody
you
even
here?
hung
How
around
did
the
you hear
bikes.
about this? We weren't talking about bikes at that point. We were talking about everything else other than bikes. We were talking about life, and that was honestly cool to me because I got to bullshit with Tony for a while and actually learn who Tony was. He's not just Tucker Speed; he's an actual person as well. So that was cool for me to be able to make these connections that I hope better my personal self down the road.
And that wasn't really even the plan either.
not at all.
But everyone got off their bikes and didn't even want to touch the goddamn thing. So people parked their bikes and we didn't even go chat about bikes or anything. Everyone just hung out and drank and ate
Yep.
and didn't even want to think
Chilling.
about it. Yeah.
I wasn't able to make the event, and I'm feeling left out, probably like everybody else listening to this thing. I'm like, man, I wish I was there. This is such a good time. I had to do a bunch of events, but next year, I'm not going to miss it. It just sounds like an epic event.
So let's talk about next year. So thanks to the sponsors, thanks to the t-shirt buying folks, we are going bigger and better next year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we'll still plan for the first weekend of June. We're going to try to lock down between now and then, kind of a bigger and better
location.
place, a little bit more amenities, but still out there and far enough that you still have to earn it. You still got to kind of earn your stripes
Still
to get
gotta
out
have
and hang
fun.
out.
We're not gonna do a 20, 50, 100-mile trip. Let's
Yeah.
get on the bikes. Let's go ride to somewhere that not a lot of people have been. On top of that, too, and even maybe somewhere that we haven't been.
And you have a year's notice now. So you can tell your ladies, tell your work, tell everybody, you are not going to be around that weekend. The other date you need to put down as of now is the last weekend of September this year. We are doing Intermountain V-Twin Coalition ride to Wendover. So all three of the shops are getting together, and we are going to have a place that you take off from and then come and party with us in Wendover for the night and ride home.
And it's easy. It's late. This idea is brand new for us, so we're just getting it. But it's just another come ride with us and hang out with us.
True.
That's it. That's all there is to it.
Yep.
No,
No motives, no agenda.
nothing.
Well, it's a great way to get to know your local shop on a different level outside the shop.
For sure.
I mean, not even just the shop. I would say meet people that are into this same kind of stuff. There were so many relationships brought together through the camp out, and dudes that I thought we broke this weekend, and they went out and bought a brand new Harley. You know, the second they come
They're
back,
gearing
you know,
up.
we have those cats.
next day.
You know, it brought connections outside of ourselves.
And we had people roll up solo from Vernal, from everywhere. And
Dude,
I'll
our
say this,
homie Rafe
the
has
place.
never ridden outside of state lines, and this dude went solo down that road all the way to Flaming Gorge, and I was blown away. I did not think
I
for
thought
one
he was
second.
coming home. I honestly thought he was coming home selling his bike, saying, "Fuck this,
Yeah.
it's not for me." And then it was like, well, guess what? I bought a brand new Softail. I'm like, God damn.
that's what it's all about. That
Hell
whole thing is
yeah,
what
you
it's
know?
all about. And I'll say this, if you come alone to these events, you will not have to ride alone anymore. Like if you really come in and lean in and talk to people at one event that we throw, you'll have riding plans every weekend for the rest of the year if you make these connections and you start these friendships.
It's going to come to a point where there's not enough weekends in the year,
Yes.
whether that's just a riding season or, oh, hey, it's,
That's cracking the code.
you know, it's February and we're going to Cali. God damn, dog, you know, it's barely getting back to riding, you know. But it's what
But on
it
the
is.
Wendover trip, you know, no agendas, no motives. We're gonna meet up, have breakfast, ride out. We will do a pre-sale of T-shirts again, kind of event related. But other than that, we just want you to come out and have a good time with us. It's not a real far ride.
What
it's
is
a
it?
real easy ride. It's like 100
hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Hour and
90
45-ish minutes.
Yeah, easy.
And we're going to try to figure it out. Chandler's going to take care of this, hopefully, that he can get in touch with the hotels and maybe get a discount code or a group rate or something that we can all book together and stay together and hang out together.
There's only a few
Stay
out there,
tuned
so
for that,
whoever
though.
wants to play ball
Yeah.
the most will play with us, and we'll go out there. We'll try to contact Deep Harvest. Anyone out there that has a connection, hit us up, because we just want to go out there and raise everybody up and have fun and make connections.
And
Do
no
the
dirt
same
roads.
thing, yeah.
So
Yeah,
you,
dirt
you guys
roads.
ain't got an excuse this
Your
time,
bike
you
can
know?
stay clean the whole
Yeah,
time.
you can shower, put your new fresh dry socks and underwear on. So
Yeah,
there's
dressed
no
to
reason
the
to
nines
not.
too, and you're riding out there. I want to see you hit the casino floor. I'm
gonna wear
to the
tux.
nines. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Tux. Come out there in a real nice get up.
Honestly, I mean, I think Wendover is more of the aspect of like everybody's slept in a hotel, everybody's rode, everybody's done everything, but it's more the point of just getting together, having fun in a completely different atmosphere. And when you come to Wendover, you do what you want to do. And great,
And you're
there's
still crossing
amenities
state
there.
lines, man.
Absolutely.
So you get out of town to have fun with your friends, and you can hang out in the hotel, but come down and hang out. There's so much cool stuff to do.
I think the coolest thing for me is the no agenda, no motive. We don't have anything. It's and I'm not talking bad about all the other rides and events that happen all year, but it's like a poker run, ride, charity ride or whatever it is, like. And those are great, and they have their place, and everybody should go do those things too. But this is literally just show up and ride with the shops, ride with a group of people, and just have a good time. And that's all about. It's just to have a good time.
It cuts out all that bullshit.
Like for once, we get to be
Everything.
the charity.
Yeah.
It's about us as the riders, and just having a good time. And that's what I
Yeah,
think is the
nobody's
coolest
making
part.
any money off this.
No.
We're just having a good time.
It's not about the
Just
money.
about having a
Yeah.
good time.
And it's on, it's by design. We've talked about the charities. We've talked about all the, poker runs and stuff, but we don't want that. We don't want to create more things for more people. Just get on your bike, make it real simple. Get on your bike and ride to Wendover with us.
But check
get a
this
room
out.
and hang out.
And then when we get there, just come over, talk to
Park
Chandler,
your
talk
bike
to the,
and come hang out and
these
say
guys.
hi.
Like,
The more people that come, the more we can make this event better. The more we can put into these events, whether it's a camp out or this Wendover ride, or maybe next year we'll do something else, whatever the case may be, the more we can put into that to facilitate everybody's needs, wants, whatever the case may be. So it's just one of those things that, like Scott said, we're not trying to take money out of this. We're trying to put back into the community to get people out just to ride and go out of state lines.
We're
or
just
not
trying
even
really
state
hard
lines,
to
but
hang out
ride.
with you guys.
And it only happens with you guys. It don't grow unless everyone puts their hand in and does it together.
We can just go do this by ourselves, but we just want to do it with everybody else
Yeah.
too.
Well, the biker community does so many events. I mean, we do almost 300 events a year for this charity or this charity or this charity. And I love all of those charities, but this is just for us. This is just for bikers.
This
You
is for
know?
the independent shops.
Yeah.
I'll emphasize on
Hell
that.
yeah.
Absolutely.
The dudes that are probably the most passionate about this community in northern Utah, right?
People that are living
anywhere.
it, day to day living this stuff.
And then sharing that passion with the people who ride. And that's what it's about. The Intermountain V-Twin Coalition is a bunch of dudes who are working for themselves, and they're working in this because they love it.
Not by accident, none of this is by accident. We've all intentionally made these decisions to do what we're doing, and it benefits everybody, but it really benefits the common rider in Utah. You get the option of going to a place that has the same expectations and the same outlook on things without having to fight through the bullshit of corporate America. So, we're not just all doing this by mistake, and it's the same thing with our events. We are out here trying to hang out with you guys, trying to provide a service for people that want something better.
Yeah.
I think. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead, dude.
God damn it. Killed it.
I mean, I was just going to say that I think that feeling is tangible at our events or any of our shops. You go in that and there's a feel in the atmosphere outside of some of these other events or shops. I think that our drive sells itself. We really don't have to do much more than love this like we do, and people are going to cling to it because they see that in us,
Well, I think that's true because I get that feeling from Chandler, and I get it from you guys. Like, you don't need to do much because I see that your guys' passion for what you're doing is enough. It gives me that feeling of like, these guys are the real deal. They love what they're doing. They're proud of what they're doing. They care about the riders. They care about the community. And I think that the customers can feel that as well.
Yeah.
And we're just trying to share that passion with everybody else. And that's why we want people to come be a part of it. We just want to share that passion with everybody.
I think from what I can see is, in the years past, coming into the industry, you're kind of trying to navigate, or coming into motorcycling, you're trying to navigate where you fit or where you ride or what you do. And there's so much judgment or kind of clicks here and there, or you got to do what people say. And it took a long time for us to find the mentors or to find out about the things that happened in the past that are sharing. There's always the old boy who wants to share the stuff that he used to do or share the tips and tricks. But then there's the whole scene who wants to just kind of gatekeep it. All we're trying to do is just kind of sick the bug onto people that we've found, that people have shared with us, that we're trying to share with everybody else. Of like, hey, life gets rough. Life, there's always something going on, but if you can have these events and have these people around you that are doing the same things, that are also just blue collar workers, and it doesn't even matter wherever you're at in the scale, you're doing the same thing as we are.
But we never had that luxury. As young dudes with that passion, we had to really fight to prove our love for this to all these old boys that are like, who the fuck is this 21-year-old
dude? If you show
dude?
up at their event, you got to buy all their shit.
Yeah.
You got to pay for their ticket, and they got to shove it down your throat. And you're like, dude, I had to borrow money to get gas to go on this trip. I can't buy this entry to go on a ride with you. So then you're kind of leaving late to hop up on the ride with them and stuff, because that's not what it's all about. Like, if you want to make this trip, you let us know, and we'll make this trip for you guys.
We have built that to where it is easy to get in this scene. It does not matter who you are or where you come from. I feel like there's a place for you around here, and it wasn't that way when we were getting into
We got
this.
people at your shop. We got people that hang around us that don't even have bikes right now.
Yeah.
That are still locked in on what we're doing and still a part of everything that's going on. And it's a lot bigger than the things that we ride. I don't care what you ride or if you ride, but if you're into this and into the same passion, you're in. And there's no reason to exclude anybody, and there's no reason for any of that kind of big brother mentality that we've kind of all faced our whole careers going through this.
There's so many people who move to the state and they walk into one of these shops and they're instantly family. And then they find their home. And they find the community, and then they just find their home and love for motorcycles. It don't matter if you're on a pit bike or a $100,000 Harley, you still love the exact same.
And that's exactly what these whole events are about. It's just getting us all together, doing the stuff we love doing.
And like Tony said, like I feed off of you guys, and seeing, your guys' progression. We're all kind of just like pushing the limits as far as we can go. Yeah, like, oh, okay. And I appreciate what you guys have done kind of bringing Hoggish into this because, as some of you may know, we're not really built the same. You guys have some very successful shops that are rolling, and I really look up to what you guys do. And Hoggish, we're kind of, early grassroots growing and doing a little bit different realm of things, a little bit different way. But we're all coming together and sharing what we love with our whole community. And I will put our community and I will put these shops pound for pound against anyone, anywhere. In terms of riding, I'm not saying, we outride everybody, but we might. But we are out here every single day. We're out here texting each other at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night about these you got a jet, you got this, we are out here doing it all the time. There's nothing else. We eat, sleep, and breathe it. Tony drives his whole shop across the country to race on these events. It's not lucrative. It's not something that's really paying the bills, but it's passion. And I feed off of that. Your guys' builds, I feed off of that. And so if we can all do that as a community, we're going to be something dangerous.
Unstoppable, dog. Unstoppable.
I'll get off my soapbox now.
I'll add to that because I think, we're big as far as a big nation. There's a lot of motorcycles. There's a lot of everything going on across the nation. But I will say, like, I get people coming in all over the place saying, Utah's growing. The scene in Utah's wild, like there's a lot of people, and it could be from a stunt scene just to a camp out to shops to a ride out, like that's just a big thing that's growing here. And I don't even think it's necessarily growing here. I just think it's now becoming a point on the map that, hey, we should stop here. Or
it's dudes have been doing this.
Absolutely.
We've been doing this
We're just
for
coming
so
together.
long,
Honestly,
and
there's
now,
so many people doing badass shit here.
Thanks, man.
And it's just finally like, hey, we're a
Dude,
family.
you see, the Swarm, and then you've got our camp out, and then you've got this, and you've got, we're growing these international events, or these national events.
And it's every realm, dude. Our chopper scene here is heavy.
I think the biggest thing, too, is like, at least for us sitting here, we've been on the other side of the script, and it was so driven that there's a nail or a line in the sand saying, hey, we're here, not there. And now you're on the other side of the line, and you're like, there's way more to offer than what we were given at that point in time, And now it's about coming together and sharing these great times, these great memories, these great events together, and making it to where it's not the entry fee. It's not the, you got to do this or this or this, or did you get your flag here, or whatever the case is. It's show up, we'll ride out, have a fun time, and we'll ride back. Whichever way you make it, great. You're there. You're going to have a good time. That's what we're about, I think, as far as the Intermountain.
Well, Bryce is talking about a line. There is a line, and we're on this side of the line. And at our camp out, there was some people from this side of the line that came out and partied with us.
They loved it.
And they are our family as well. And
Absolutely.
for anybody, most of those people on the other side of the line, they don't even ride or pay attention to this industry or give a damn about anything going on. But for anyone that's watching or anything, if you're in that world, you are more than welcome to come to our shit.
Without a doubt.
There is nothing, we don't hold the same precedence as others. You are still welcome to our shit. You're still welcome to ride with us, be with us.
Without a doubt.
Well, all of us sitting here,
We all came from something.
we're on the other side of that line at one point, right?
Yep.
And there was no,
And then all of a sudden, for each one of us, a light went off, and we figured out that wasn't how it's supposed to be.
It's not
You know what I mean?
Harley's. That's not where Harley started at. That's not how Harleys came to be how big they are. The
I'm just coming down. It's not being a good man. Like, it's not being a person with integrity.
But the reason
and
why
passion.
Harleys have that, I guess you ride a Harley, you have that the passion that falls behind that motor that you're riding. It's because of all across the nation of the people.
Because of the
doing
men
these
before
things.
us who
Absolutely.
built that idea.
Absolutely.
It's the people who were in these stores and in these dealerships years ago that you could ride across the country, and if something happened and you needed to roll in, they had the parts on the shelf. no matter how old your fucking bike was, they've got that. They've got the time. You know, if you're rolling through, you've got first priority. They take care of their locals. They take care of, you know, everything going around. And that is not the case anymore. That's why we're around. So that when you're rolling through town and you have something, you know who to call. When you have something that's important, you know what I'm trying to say. You know, there's a reason we're here, and there's a reason.
Well, I'd say
things
that
have
it's
changed.
still out there, dude. We just recently had a homie going through Panguitch, blew his rear tire out, and calls us up, dude. I'm blown out on the side of the road in Panguitch. Don't know what to do. Homie Steve picks him up off the side of the road, spoons his tires for 6 hours in his fucking garage, and gets him back on the road just because he was a fellow biker that we knew, you know? And,
absolutely.
It's out there, and I feel like in Utah, it's way more prevalent than in these other bigger scenes.
We're just shedding light,
yeah.
you know, which is awesome. And we're fortunate to have a place like this. You can look in any direction and have amazing riding. Any place from Brigham City to Santa Quin, you've got, you know, decent support in terms of shops. There's no excuse. Get a bike, no matter how cheap it is, and come experience it with us. You're on the side of the road, we'll be on the side of the road with you.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you know, we lived in Phoenix, and that's huge scene out there. You know, everyone's on bikes. But
wasn't
if you were
tight,
broken
though.
down on the side of the road, you weren't gonna have another buddy. Yeah,
see you
you're
later,
shit
dog.
out of luck on the side of the road. You know, and it is not that way. You know, this scene, I wouldn't trade this scene for anything, man.
And the stunt scene too. I mean, that was really not even something that was shed light on at the camp out. There's just no way of really doing that. But kudos to our people here in this town. Kudos
I think that's
to
been
you
a
guys
big-
for being the backing on the Hive crew.
I think that's
because
been a big part of Utah coming up. Honestly, is
They're really
that
good at
stunt
sharing.
scene has really blown up, and it's brought a lot of light into Utah that wouldn't be here otherwise, for sure.
And for all the people who came into Harleys through wheelie videos, there is another side. You know, that shit's cool as fuck, but if you don't feel like you're skilled or equipped or have
That
the
shit's hard
financial
as
things
fuck,
for
dog.
it, yeah, it's difficult and it's not cheap. You can still come be a part of this, you know? Get on whatever you want. There's cheap gold wings all over the place, Sportsters. I could give a damn less of what you're doing. Just come.
Ride in with everybody. Hang out.
It wouldn't have
with
mattered at
everybody.
the camp out what they rode in on.
Yeah.
You didn't even know what they rode in on, you know?
Shit. Saxon rode in on that Yamaha.
It's the coolest bike at the
Thing was
camp
sitting
out.
Pretty, man. He just
was the
hanging
most
out
equipped
on that.
bike of this whole thing.
He was chilling. He didn't have a worry in the goddamn day. He told us, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go rip this thing around in the dirt roads.
Sax
Son of
Media,
a
another
bitch,
pillar
yeah.
of Intermountain V-Twin, can't be here tonight, but he was at the camp out stunting on all of us on an adventure bike.
Dude, chilling,
Yeah, we'll put him right here with a little smile.
chilling on that thing.
Making me feel like a fool, dude. Watching me just freaking on ice skates, you know, while he's chilling.
Homie was chilling in overalls all weekend.
I told him, I said, what are you doing today? He says, I'm gonna go ride this bike on these dirt roads. Fuck you, dude.
No, in these woods.
Yeah, god damn. No, I think it was cool. I think we had a lot of fun, and that goes to show you it doesn't matter what you ride. Come out, have fun.
Yeah. Thank you to all the sponsors. Thank you to all the people who supported
Sponsors
it
were
and came
huge.
out.
Sponsors helped out a ton. The
Sponsors
food.
were huge. Food was
care of
huge.
us.
The wood guy.
Wood guy getting out there, man.
Wood guy.
I was getting
He
really
was
nervous.
relentless. When I seen him, he was covered in mud. He showed me pictures of his truck, and he still made it out and got us a fire.
He was trying to like ditch his trailer and
He
leave
did for a
wood.
little
Yeah,
while.
like he was hauling wood in the back of his truck.
But
or
even
some
this,
shit
dude,
too.
on the way up there, Jordan had texted me earlier in the day, wood truck guys broke down. On the way up, his truck broke down.
Oh, I didn't even
so he
know
still
that.
made arrangements to get the thing out there. So shout out. We really appreciate
Carson
that.
worked damn hard to get that wood out there. So kudos to him for making that happen.
I was talking to the dude that was in the passenger seat. I forget his name, but he's like, we hooked up to the trailer and we were heading up the road, and it was just hold on because we were slamming this rut and this ditch, and just truck was bouncing everywhere. That old Ford did some work.
Just pinned.
Oh yeah, dude, just slam, and he's like, "That was an event. That's goddamn." Yeah, it was an event getting that wood out of where they were stuck at.
Yeah,
I
thank
don't
you
even
to
know where they
them.
were. I don't even know where they were.
They're like on another road down.
Oh, were they?
A bunch of people went the wrong way. You know, shout out Stu. He went there real early. Went to the wrong place. We love you, Stu. You're still a part of this community, and you made it there before everybody. Just went in the wrong spot.
Full
set
setup
up.
and everything too.
Oh yeah, set up, ready to roll.
Set
But
up,
he
ready
still
to rock and
changed
roll.
spots and came and partied with us. So
Hell
kudos to him. But no, shout out. We said Carson,
Carson was
the porta potty guys. You know where to go.
They no showed on us.
Because we didn't have porta potties there. Everybody's backed up for a few days. Yeah, Caesars, Slater Designs, everybody who contributed and came out. You know, all the young guys, everybody. Thank you so much.
And if anyone wants to sponsor next year,
Yes, we
Yeah.
are now taking
Yeah.
sponsorship spots
Looking
for
for
next year.
sponsors. Yeah.
The biggest thing that we can go off of now is like we've had such a fun time, you know, this year. What's next year gonna bring?
Crazy.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
I don't
next
care
year's
what it
gonna
is, I
bring
can't wait.
more and more and more, and this is something we can build off of and have that.
This will be the event I'm looking forward to all year.
Well, and I think
Screw
that
all
that
the
excitement
rallies.
is why we're talking about doing a Wendover ride, because we're all still like on this high from the camp out, right?
Yeah, I
We're
wanna
like,
see
wanna
you
go
guys again.
We want to go again. We want to go again. We don't want to wait till next June. So like, screw it. Let's just do a
do a
ride.
Wendover ride.
Let's go to Wendover together. Hang out. Have a good time.
Oh, and we're feeling it. We're getting it from all our customers too, or
Yeah.
everyone that came out to that event is, coming
What's
in
next?
proud as hell of their Intermountain shirt.
Yeah,
you know,
dude,
that
they got
thing
some stripes.
Yeah,
What's
you know,
next?
You earned that shirt getting in there.
So yeah, get ready. Last weekend of September, and then the first weekend of June. Mark
Last
your
weekend of
calendars.
September, I think it's the 30th, 1st
30th
of October.
and the 1st of October. Yeah.
So that September, October,
Perfect weather. Be great.
chilling.
Yeah, perfect. Like the last time, right?
what would you guys like to see next year? Like what improvements? Or
Next year, we'd like to try to find kind of a whole campsite or RV park or something that has amenities and try to just take over the whole thing.
I think that's a great idea. Still remote,
Yep.
still off the beaten path.
My fear is
still-
that if we do roll into a campsite, there's going to be rules and rules
We
that
might
would
have
prevent
rules.
some of the shenanigans that
Debauchery,
were
yeah.
going on Saturday night, which I think was part of the weekend.
Yeah, and
so
that's
it's something
something
we're
we're
going to
gonna
have
have
to
to
talk
discuss.
about and think about. Like,
But I mean,
you
there
know.
has to be somewhere.
But minimal cops.
There's time, or there's places out there that we can make it a take over the whole area and still have just as much
Yeah.
fun. Because to be honest, when we were cleaning up, there wasn't a lot of trash just thrown everywhere. Everybody picked up after themselves. So
we
like,
made a lot of trash, though.
there was a lot of
We
trash.
made a
There
lot
were
of
so
trash.
many bags we had to drop
There
off.
was a lot of trash, yes, but it wasn't scattered through.
Everybody was clean
Everybody was
about it.
respectful, and that
Yeah.
was, we talked about that a little bit, but
If we
everyone did
can-
very well.
If we continue carrying that on, if we leave a place as we left it with minus a couple of black marks, I don't know.
So you hear that
or
we take
logs
care
or
of the
something,
land, we're
yeah.
respectful, we have some fun, but if you have some property within 300 miles, I'd say between 200 and 300 miles from here, hit us up. We will rent your property out. We would love to, give back to people who are into
Help us
this.
out.
Yes, we would love to do that. Give us a little bit of structure and foundation. So let us know. Lean in.
There's a lot of cool places in Utah, and I know people that have land and stuff, but
Is there
it might
anybody
be a
live?
muddy road.
Is there anybody
I don't
live?
know.
Oh, it's not. If you have ideas, let us know between all the shops of where you think.
Absolutely,
You know,
yeah.
we have some time to plan, and we're gonna keep getting together. So if you have ideas, bring them to the table.
I think the first of the year we're gonna start hitting this hard to get the camp out, establish where we're at, what needs to be done to help everybody out. I think we're all gonna ponder ideas, and then at the beginning of the year, hit it hard, do another one.
Yeah, any companies
Yeah,
want to come in
anybody-
and make a.
If
make a
you can't hear
presence?
Jordan, he's just piping in a little bit without a mic. But if anybody has any other ideas,
Location.
location,
something. Yeah.
sponsors, ways we can get food, amenities, whatever it is, please, hit any one of us up on, in our shops, give us a call, shoot us a DM, whatever.
Because if you guys want to go deep and desolate, we will go deep. We love that shit. Yeah, let's go. You know what I mean? You guys tell us.
No, I think, bigger and better next year. But, between now and the first of the year, we'll try and figure out what that looks like, and then, you know, dive into it heavy at first of the year and start making some plans.
Absolutely. Dive into it heavy at the first of the year, but I think for now, let's plan on Dover.
Yeah.
Wendover.
All sites on Dover. Mark your calendars and come.
Outside of that, get out and ride. Go support. We got way more local stuff going on than this too. Support the shops.
Yeah, you guys got bike nights at the
support.
last. What
You guys
Wednesdays?
got one
The fourth Wednesday of every month.
Yep.
You know, Tucker's got his ride outs.
We got
monthly.
ride outs. We got a bike night / open house dyno day thing that'll be happening. I don't even know the date. I think it's in October. Yeah.
But there's so much stuff going on in the state. So if you need something to do, bike
so.
related,
Yeah, we got a
come talk
swap
to
meet
us,
and
man.
a bike show
Yeah.
in 2 weeks in Bluffdale.
The
So if you
9th?
want to get the 9th, if you want to get your bike into a bike show, multiple classes. If you want to be in a swap meet and sell parts or car parts or anything, if you have a business, we'd love to have small businesses involved, having a booth. There's plenty of room. It'll be 9 to 1, and then from about 1:30 to 5, we'll go over to Kearns Rec Pool and all hang out and be at a pool with our families and party.
I think for that, I think the shop's going to we're going to be in Panguitch that weekend, but I think we're going to try to bounce out and
Yeah.
roll up to.
Yeah, so if you're in Penguich at the
Sunday.
rally, hop on with
Absolutely.
them.
But if
come
you
up
got
to
a
the
street
swap.
glide, I wouldn't worry about entering your bike in the show because I'm taking that bitch home. So
taking
it ain't
that.
no thing.
But no, I think honestly for, everybody's events that they have going on, show up, show out, whether you come say hi, whether you don't come say hi, just show up, show out.
yeah.
Anything, man. Barbary does bike nights. There's so many people out there doing cool stuff for this scene. Just show up and put into it, man. Because
There's what's
cool.
your guys' events coming up in September? What date is
The
that?
17th is when we're doing the thrill show.
Thrill show? Mm-hmm. September 17th.
There'll be another bike show there. Maybe this year Connor won't take his oil cooler off on the curb or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whoever's trying to get out of town, we're going to the West Coast Jam, second week of July. I think you guys are going to Sturgis, some of you guys. We're going to Four Corners as well.
We're going
so
to Four
if you
Corners.
want to have someone to ride with or make plans with, hit any of us up. We got plans going, and you're always welcome.
You guys are hitting Four Corners too, right?
We're going to Four Corners, and I guess I should plug Four Corners. We're going down. We'll have a booth set up. We're going to do some podcasts out there with some people. We're trying to get heavily involved with the guys at Four Corners. It's a great group of people out there putting that on, and so we're trying to help them out. Another really good group of people that we want to help support their rally.
I think kind of an authentic style of rally that
For
hasn't
sure.
totally blown up yet,
The hotels know it blown up, so if you got property there too, you want to rent out to me and camp in a tent. I'm not trying to get a hotel room in Four Corners. boys.
Yeah, but Four Corners, we have a race in July, mid-July. We have a race in November.
Where are these at?
July is in Illinois at Blackhawk Farms, and then we have a huge break. It's a weird kind of schedule. We don't race again until November.
Damn.
July, I think if you're at the 120 anniversary, you're only like an hour away
We're
from
about an
your
hour,
race,
hour
right?
and a half away from Milwaukee.
So
at
you'll
that
be in
race.
Milwaukee, you'll be bored, you'll be done with the museum.
Come see us
Ride
race.
down to
I was
the
gonna
races
say,
and
fuck
check
Milwaukee,
it out.
Let's go down
There's
and
only
see
so
the
much
race.
to see, so come support your locals, go to the
Yeah,
race.
Well, this weekend we got the King Rally down in.
And we'll be there.
Yep,
We're
we got
leaving
the King
Saturday to
Rally
go to the
down
King
there.
Rally.
If
If you
anybody's
want to come
rolling
with.
out, you guys want to go down the King Rally? I know I'm gonna be there. I'm trying to.
Yeah. Trying to see
Get
some
it-
Jello
get-
wrestling, you know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to get some other people to come down. So
Tyler's coming too. He said on the podcast.
Yeah, we'll
he's
talk
coming.
about it, Carly.
yeah, we'll talk about it.
And then with Four Corners, come to your local shop and get a flyer for it and go see it. It's some of the most phenomenal riding there
Best
is in
riding.
the country.
Yeah, $1 Million Highway, Durango, Harley Davidson.
And come ride with those crazy Hive Crew guys. Watch them
Hive
ride
Crew
a
will be
wheelie
there.
down.
I know Cruzy's going to be there.
Yeah,
our
Cruzy-
Beachfront
Cruzy's
Vision-
DJing down there for
Yeah.
one night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
They have
cool
a-
is on the west side of the country, that's going to be kind of the most happening, authentic place. Sturgis, you get kind of lost in the shuffle, but Four Corners, you're going to see all of our
Everything
people and
going
hang
on.
out and have good time.
I think the
Especially
coolest
for
thing
Utah.
about Four
Yeah.
Corners, we were there not
Localized.
last year, but the year before. The coolest thing about Four Corners, if you're coming as just a rider, is you can make connections and have conversations with shops and brands, and you're not just lost in the shuffle like you
You are
tend
in
to have at
Sturgis.
Sturgis
Yeah.
because there's 500,000 people.
True.
Like you can have a conversation with a dude in a booth from Legend Suspension or from Saddleman or from Cruzy Originals or whoever, and and it just feels like it's just authentic, and the riding's beautiful. It's a really cool rally, so we're excited about it.
That's where I think things are going nowadays with
People
our
want
generation
connection
of riders. It's not really the Sturgis thing or the Daytona thing. There's cool things there, but the real stuff happens at these smaller things.
Yeah.
I think it's fallen back in time where people really want to make a connection versus just show up. They really want to
And
connect
be a
with
number,
people.
and that's what
Yep.
you are in Sturgis. Is you're just a bike in line of
Just a
100,000
bike,
bikes.
But you also see so much of this like hill climbing, flat tracking,
geez.
bagger racing. I feel like our generation's trying to get rowdy on these
Yeah,
things and
for
do
sure.
the things
Yeah,
that
not
we
playing
shouldn't
around,
be doing
dude.
on them.
Bring it back to
Yeah.
the old days,
Exactly.
I can't remember the last time. I've never been to an event that you do rodeo, and it's in a dirt field or grass or whatever the case is. Every time I've done one, it's always been on pavement, asphalt, whatever. I've never been in that place, So I think that's starting to trickle back down.
Yeah, rolling in with your
into-
camp shit, your
yeah.
bedroll.
Well,
Yeah.
we got Red Lodge coming up too. They do it
Yeah.
in rodeo grounds. There's bags flying off, seats flying off. They
heard
get-
Red
they
Lodge,
get-
I've never been to
Virginia
Red
City
Lodge. They get
too.
rowdy.
I don't know if they're doing things anymore, but they do a bull ride out there that you can just sign up and ride a bull right
yeah,
after the
they do
chopper
some
show.
gnarly
Some
stuff up
rowdy
in Red
shit,
Lodge.
I heard rumor, and I don't know if I should say it or not, but at Four Corners, that on Sunday, Mark from Rusty Butcher might be doing a rodeo, an actual legit rodeo, not bike rodeo,
Just a rodeo.
like jump on a bull and ride a bull.
Oh hell yeah!
I'm so
Hell yeah.
Dude, I am so down. I
I'm
rode
getting
sheep
on one.
back in the day, man. I'm like 5% cowboy, dog.
I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Hey, man.
No, I grew up in all that.
But on King's Rally this weekend, we're leaving about 9 or 10 from
Yeah,
Salt Lake County somewhere, and then we're gonna 2-lane it all the way down, stay for the night, hang out, lean in. Sunday morning, 2-lane it a different way all the way home.
And there will probably be a group. We'll probably be leading a group Saturday evening down there, too, like 4 or 5 o'clock. So.
Ooh, we are we? Right on. Tyler's got an evening group rolling down the Sacred, it sounds
stepping
like.
up a notch. Damn.
Pritchard might be leading a ride down there, is what I heard.
You let him know. No, come out.
honestly,
It's so
it's fun,
Sigurd's
you know?
like what 2.5 hours away.
Yeah, I mean, if
We're
you,
gonna
if
be
you
low,
jump straight,
like 2-lane, real mellow. You're gonna be able to experience some cool shit on this ride, and it's one night. You'll probably help me on the side of the road.
hey,
Everything will be good.
bring some plug kits.
No, that'll be sorted. On the way here, I lost my tire plug, so we're gonna sort that out right after this.
I think I don't know if I'm willing to say this or not, but you don't even need a tent this weekend.
I'm not taking one. Ooh. Nope. I checked the weather.
No rain
I'm
gear, no
bedrolling
tent?
it. Remember the
Oh,
last?
dude, I ain't
Remember in
going.
Moab?
I ain't going. No, it's gonna be.
Hold on.
fucked up.
Back in the day when Tyler and Bryce and I really caught
yeah.
this bug was on the side of the road in Moab in the dark when we stole a campsite, and we did not tent it.
tents.
We just bedrolled it
Bedrolled.
underneath the stars.
3 bottles of moonshine
Yeah,
and a
Bryce
30
was
rack.
hanging from wood. We got yelled at for cutting down live
I think
trees.
we got to get Tony on more of these events, dog. We gotta
Yeah.
get
Oh,
you
Tony's
out and
covered.
about.
He's in it.
You're in this weekend or what?
Don't bring a tent. Just come down ready to roll. As little as you can take, I'll be impressed.
No rain.
I got no saddlebags and no nothing on that.
It's all
I only
right.
have one bike that runs right now.
Scott's going. Scott's got a van.
That's cheating though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's cheating. Well,
Got to work the
Wear a
events.
backpack.
I'll take your tent. I'll put it on my bike for you.
We're not taking tents.
I'm
Boys.
taking my fucking tent, dude. I may not set it.
Well, if you want to come down and be a real man in a bedroll, you can sleep by me. You don't want to glamp
Snuggle
like
up.
Bryce.
Hate to tell you, I ain't got room in my tent.
But yeah, for anybody that's going to be listening to this, thank you for coming, and I hope you come next year.
Yeah, don't miss the camp out next year.
I won't.
Don't miss it, Scott.
No, I will. I'll be there.
Buy a shirt, yep.
Yep, buy a
got a
shirt,
couple
buy
more
the
shirts
trophy.
left.
Scott and his boss will be there next year. It'll be such a cool time.
Oh yeah, they're probably not. Well, I'll be there. I'll be there.
Come on,
We need to get.
we got to
Bill.
get Bill out there.
We gotta get it. But if we get Bill out there, there has to be a hotel near.
Yep.
Just have the Law Tigers helicopter come in and just
Yep.
land Bill
Yeah,
right
we'll
there. Just for a little appearance,
pull
and
the
he'll just
semi
fly
up.
out. Yeah, shit.
Well, might as well.
But talking about Law Tigers, I don't know if a lot of our younger generation is kind of familiar with that. If you have any sort of issue on a bike, or in terms of a wreck or collision or any sort of thing that involves that, go get treatment and then call Law Tigers. You
100%.
want them, as your advocacy on this side of things. So
A lot of people don't know the laws and the regulations. They're all different. The insurance companies aren't made to pay out. We make them pay out.
yeah, this
take
isn't their
care of
first
you.
rodeo. Literally, they do this all the time. So you want someone in your corner that's fighting your fight, and there's nobody better, and there's no one else in the whole industry that does more for us as riders than Law Tigers does.
Yeah, I can attest to that. Law
Way
Tigers
more than the motor company does.
pumps a ton of time, money, volunteer
Effort.
work, all of it, back into the riding community. And, and all they're doing is helping when you get in an accident is making sure that you're getting taken care of. So it's really win-win for us as riders to have them in our community. And they've been huge for me. They've supported my shop. They've supported my racing efforts. I mean, they're huge.
And we've seen it working in the dealers, working in the shops, people that come in and don't take this route and people that do. It's night and day difference.
Absolutely.
How they come out on the other side, how they're feeling, how, mentally, physically, everything. Financially, you want to have someone in your corner.
Law Tigers is somebody that's helped me, helped a lot of my customers, and taken I've never heard one bad thing about Law Tigers helping somebody.
Never. And there's other
Never
people
happened.
out there in the industry, but they are not doing this. They're not living this, breathing this just like we are. Law Tigers is the only way to go, and Scott's the only dude around here that
I
we're
know
gonna
there's people
play
that
with.
say that they're riders. I mean, Scott rode in today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Look at
I
Scott's
mean,
bike out
yeah,
there.
That's what I'm saying. Law Tigers rode in today. You don't see that at other events. You don't see that happening. You don't see that on a podcast, and you don't see any of that stuff happening. They are behind the scenes, taking care of riders.
Well, I love you guys. I love our community, and I love the people we ride with. And it's a complete honor to take care of them. When they're down, we scoop in, we take care of them, and it always comes out on the plus.
I like doing business with people that I know, and Scott's around. You see him at events. He's our friend.
It's hard to miss him.
It's not, when you have something happen, you go to Scott as your friend. And there's no one else in any other, sort of company like that I even know their name or have ever seen their face or trust them with anything like Scott. So
I appreciate that. I love our community, and I'm very passionate about motorcycles and our shops, and when people get hurt, it's a complete honor to pick somebody up when they're down.
It's huge. I think it's huge. So
I mean,
thanks to Law Tigers.
Absolutely, and I think Law Tigers does more than just accidents and everything like that. I know Scott has a full tank of fuel in his van when he's driving around every day from this end of the valley to the other. If he sees somebody broke down, he's going to stop, or he's going to try to help. He can get their bike to the next place that they can get a fix at, or whatever the case is. So if you run out of fuel, well, you better hope you got a Law Tigers van behind you, because I know he has fuel in there.
more people should be doing
So-
that too.
And I just bought a cool air pump from Tony.
Oh shit! There
Yes.
you go.
I got portable air.
Yes. And if you're rolling with Hoggish, shout out Law Tigers again, because they just supplied Hoggish with, the roadside pump. So we've got you too on
You're
this
gonna
side.
need that one.
That's what's going to get us home tonight, boys.
Well, usually the pump.
Tonight. We're just going to leave that plug hooked up.
Cool. All right. Should we wrap it up?
Yep.
I
Thank
think
you,
so.
everybody.
Wendover.
Thanks, you
Thank
guys.
you,
Dover.
Thank you.
September
Wendover.
30th.
Yep.
Dressed to the nines. You guys better bring
Tuxedo,
out
baby.
your tuxes.
Tuxedo.
If you need to have them, if you need to put them in Scott's van or whatever,
the
we'll have a
velvet-
whole,
velvet
we'll
tuxedo.
have
Yeah,
a whole
velvet.
row for all the suits.
$100 for anybody that wears a purple tuxedo to the Wendover.
Damn,
100
here it
bucks.
goes
I might
again.
be- I might be hitting that, dog.
No, I'm not playing though. I'm renting a tux, so you guys better
Dude, I
come
was gonna-
ready to rock
Better
and
be
roll.
purple, dog. Better
Yeah.
be purple.
I don't want to see you walking through the casino looking like a biker and any sort of shit like that. You coming looking like a
Like a pimp.
nice pimp. Like a pimp, he said. Yes.
You can bring your cane or what?
Shit. Maybe.
Oh, you would? Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
I
I'll wear
already
an orange
know.
tux and someone wears a blue tux and we'll get
Oh,
real
yeah.
nice.
Done.
Yes, sir.
Perry and Lloyd.
Perfect.
Cool.
I got a prize for best dressed in Dover too.
There we go. All right,
I
it's
did
on.
the prize last time. Tyler's up this time.
No, dude, I ain't giving no prizes. That big ass. Come out. You're gonna want to come out, dog. Either
Come
way.
have fun.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Support Blakline, support Tucker Speed, support Hoggish.
Just
Support
motorcycles, man.
Tigers.
Yeah,
Just-
support
just
cool dudes
ride.
doing
Just get
cool
out and
shit,
ride.
man.
Thank you guys.
Support
Appreciate
our
it.
community.
Cut.
Clap that shit.